This is one of the key aspect. Um, I would say whenever I'm delivering webinars nowadays, because I work within a law also for almost a couple of years. So this advice is very much important whenever we working in compliance and regulatory frameworks for not only even AI, but in fact for I'd say the data privacy as well. And in this talk today, I'm not only covering the AI aspects, I'm covering the privacy and security aspects also, that where we are being lacking basically. So it's been very much important whenever you're delivering something, it should be required to know this is not an legal advice, honestly. This is an informational purpose to get a lot alignment, basically whatever I came across from years and what I can share with you. So, with that, starting with this news, I think most of you saw this news somewhere in your feed, in social media feed, or maybe some notification and all, right? That, sorry, I think, Sunil sir, can you confirm to Suvit sir that I already into the discussion? Can you do that one? They're calling me. Okay. Yeah. So where we are. So this news flashed last year actually, and if you saw the title of it, Tiny AI robot Erabai called kidnaps 12 big robots from China's showroom. Right. So this is one of a reason AI is good or AI is bad, right? So we are not going to talk about which is good, which is bad, but the thing is that do we have an ethical practice for that one or not? Because currently in the industry we are facing that. Um, there are algorithms which are there, but what kind of poisoning a person's placing into that one? So it should be good to know for from teacher point of view as well. You know, whenever you are came across anything, uh, and you tell to the students also, right, that you build
Uh,
something.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I request you to make your screen complete for the presentation. Actually, it is not in full screen mode.
It's not enough. Okay,
No,
just give me
sir.
a second. Just give me a second. Is it now?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I think okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so this is one of a reason where whenever we deploying any models or any of the algorithms basically, it's been much been needed that uh, whatever the algorithms being utilized or models being utilized, LLM or SLMs, how they are being the output or society point of view, what they are contributing to us, right? Okay, the second thing which I'm just going to flash in, it's going to be more interesting to you guys also. This article published back in this year, February, and this is the senior editor basically who placed this news over there. And this news stated, you know, you can find this article also on online, Washington Post. So according to him, he had ChatGPT in his phone, that person, and he simply typed that there is a service ChatGPT have agent operator basically, and basically he typed that okay, just search me a dozen egg, cheapest egg surrounding to me, okay, and what happened right after that? In 15 minutes, he got on a delivery. He just searched on GPT just for cheapest egg. But instead of that, he's getting a delivery of eggs in just 15 minutes. Now just think about a situation in our pocket, somebody entered, you know, kind of a pickpocket thing. And I'm not saying this one is in a root word though, but this is not a pickpocket thing. But yes, without taking a consent that a person is going to buy that or not buy that, right? So this is one of a key critical area also AI have to look into, right? So when this news flashes, agent operator, he contacted to the team. Since he's a senior editor into that in the Washington Post, he reached out to ChatGPT team and he asked the same, that how this is getting done. And later they apologize it, and they said that there is a consent mechanism issue where they fail it. Okay, basically that operator bypass everything. There he picked the contact details, he picked the email ID, he picked the car details from his phone and just do the stuff. So before starting the session, I thought to give you just an edge, that why we are being tackling this situation right now. And now, so today's agenda, I just try to summarize into the three categories simply. AI in context, what we feel for AI, what kind of things, AI agents, agentic AI, GPUs, very interestingly, how models are being working, how LLMs are being working at the behind, and then what kind of you know cybersecurity issue that we can face going forward, and then very importantly, industry and regulation. Okay, so you got the already the introduction of mine, so there is no need for that one though. So I would say this one like this way: AI with integrity, from models to algorithms, basically, right? So why I say integrity, that what kind of ethics we are being following to run or drive any of AI governance or data strategy or LLM modeling governance, right? So with that, just starting with the first thing, I hope I'm starting with the right pace to that's been expected. If somebody can shout it, or this has been expected, please let me know if I'm being too fast or too slow. It's good to go, right? Can someone? Am I audible or it's not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, it's good to go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Perfect.
sir.
Thank you. I'm not seeing anybody's face or something, but I'm just expecting that, okay, everything is being fine with that one. Okay. So, and I'm trying to see that I'll put some questions being and try to get some answers, your thoughts, guys, also, and because it's in a two-way process. It's not on one way. I'm just delivering the lecture and everyone is just listening, right? So I'm expecting some part of it.
Sure.
Yep, sure. So AI in today's day-to-day life, we saw this one everywhere, right? Starting from social media, where the recurring feeds, depending upon our interest, we search one thing and we started getting in a feed over there, getting text generated, suggested friends based on our interest, right? Then facial recognition's been over there, spam detection, content streaming, that's tons of things. Fraud detection, driving, digital assistant. And Tesla has been over there, one of an example as well, right? And day to day, we are utilizing Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant for that one, right? And I think the way things are being moving, it's going to be that our ancestors or the earlier generations of ours, we have very less digital data for them, but uh, right after 10 100 years, I would say there is a lot and lot data for our next generations that's going to be kept and that's going to be utilized. I do not know how much the type of crime that's going to be happen with this data later on, but that's going to be a concerning point for us. Whatever the data we are utilizing today, that's going to be recorded somewhere in the, I would say, the dark web. It's been over there. recommended systems being over there. AI suggests, products show, you saw this one, tons of times in your feeds as well, right? Driving, we already talked about it. Fraud detection, very important. AI detects suspicious transactions and pattern in real time also, right? If there is some suspicious activity you found in your banks, there are some bots which are being placed in the behind, which some of the banks utilize that one already. Like, if you're doing a fraudulent activity or something, you just get a notification out of it also, right? Okay, so this slide I just kept it for an static point of view, that what's been going inside the industry in terms of the tooling point of view, that what kind of stats that we have. Um, the surprising fact is been over there. This stats it's been between 22 to 23, but India is the most consumed AI space right now in terms of the utilization, right? Even though US you saw right now, but it's in India also, which take over to US in terms of AI utilization, which is anyways not in a bad way, bad thought to do. Um, but I just want going to put in a one question being around to you guys. Do you know that how many data centers currently India have? How many data centers India have right now? Anybody? Any guesses?
No idea, sir.
Okay. Just going to pull the question. Just give me a second. Sorry. Anyone else? I think there are lot and lot people are being into 200 plus people, I guess, in this webinar today. Anyone else? How many data centers India have right now? Come on. I think you're having a time to search on Google also by the time I'm talking. No guesses? Okay. How many data centers?
Nearly one third, above more than 130, sir. Data
One.
centers.
Perfect. And doing another Google search, how many total data center in the world? Just a guess, guys. This is going to be very much related to what we are doing in AI today. And I think if we are driving for AI for India also, India AI mission, what we call it, right? So this is much mean important for you guys to know that what we are dealing with. Close to 12,000, if I'm being perfect. It's 12,000 to 13,000 somewhere. And out of that one, the number is close to 150, 160 data center India have. And you know how many data centers US have out of it? Close to 6,000, almost 50%. And rest of them are in somewhere in Europe, somewhere in China, somewhere in other parts of the world, actually. Now, you know that AI, the LLM or SLM, because this is a very normal topic to discussion, I'd say that AI run on GPUs, correct? And those GPUs, India barely have right now. It's been asked in a couple of or 3 years back, basically, but that's not been getting delivered. So when we say AI is being running on GPUs, everyone knows, right? And running those data centers, it require that we should have to running that AI, because basically whatever the prompts, whatever the AI utilization, whatever we doing today, that's getting stored in some part of US. Whatever your queries are, basically. except then our transaction. Some of our banking is not utilizing, the data is not transferred, cross data transfer, what we call it. But other than this, we have, most of the data is being outside. Okay. We are going to cover this part of law and regulation later, but just want to give you a thought that whenever we talk about LLMs, they are going to run on GPUs, and those GPUs are going to be utilized in some area in your data centers and all, right? But we do not have a data center, that type of data center right now, right? Okay. Now, okay, we are starting with a context point of view, but do we have, this is a kind of an intersection and map and say AI, ML, NLP, or deep learning. That okay, deep learning to start with, neural network to go with, machine learning to have it. And if we have covering this all, then we are going with an AI. And all this algorithm, I think most of in your research or day-to-day, or maybe in some semesters, you are reading these all algorithms in some part, right? So, and industry, basically, we are utilizing these ones, not the theoretical, but the basically from a practical point of view, that how to implement fraud detection, how to do the anomaly detection, basically, um, and how those what kind of fraud detections been over there, right? I'm currently engaging with one of a healthcare product, building a healthcare product for US, basically, and working with a healthcare data. So healthcare data is those MRI reports, those structured data, those unstructured, the semi-structured data being over there, and how to, like, you saw that one on feeds or in videos also, that reading on a document, OCRs techniques and all, right? So having a use case like where patient have 300 or 400 reports, and doctor needs to be, just think for a situation, doctor do not have a time to read that whole report. That's one of the complex case that we have. So in implementing those NLP algorithms over there, some of the ML methods to read that report accurately, and then giving the summary to doctors, right? Because AI in healthcare is one of the critical area as well right now. Okay, where we are trying to solve these challenges for doctors, physicians, nurses, dentists. Yeah. So this is where it's been getting utilized, ML point of view or NLP point of view. Now, sorry. Now the next onto this slide, I just place an agentic universe, agentic AI universe. You saw the AI, ML. This is universally proportional right now. What you saw, right? Earlier, it's been on a core concept of agentic. The AI has been on the downside, though. But on a top of it, when we talk about these basic algorithms like deep learning or neural networks or ML or AI, now there are top of that one, there is a Gen AI. And there are tons of tools in the market. I would say there are close to 40,000 plus tools in the market right now, paid or free. Those are utilizing these algorithms and all for Gen AI. And there's tons of open source tools as well. Yeah. So, and then there comes the AI agents, and there comes the agentic AI. And there isn't a difference between both of them, the top two. AI agents are being basically those chatbots, predefined rules that's been taken care by the users, depending. Okay, you might saw those chatbots also, right? You ask some question, it respond you within options, and then those options go back again, then a next question, and if there is nothing to answer, then that tool is getting you connected with a human, right? But agentic AI is something which is more to the what we call is an advanced capability, which is not only the rule based, it's basically learning based. Itself will assess itself and then give you the results. It's not rule based, I'd say. Okay, depending upon their needs, it converts us up. Just on a general question to everyone, what AI means to you in layman terms. Suppose you need to teach this one to your grandparents. I'm not going to say the parents right now, but grandparents, suppose. What you're going to say to your grandparents?
A machine that learns.
Sorry?
A machine that learns.
Machine that learns. Okay.
My assistant.
Your assistant. Okay. Anyone else? Let's be an engaging, guys. Yeah. What else? Anyone?
A machine which is more intelligent than me.
Okay. Anyone else?
Machine that can learn by what we can say by some inputs, and again by that input it can take the by some let's talk about the shows the images of dog and cat, so it can identify dog, how it would dog identify, and how to identify the cat.
Okay. Nice answers.
AI is I'm sorry. AI is basically when machine can mimic human intelligence. We say
Perfect.
it is an AI.
That's a perfect way to do it. How about this, guys? Yeah. Thank you for your inputs. No right, no wrong answer, I would say. Everything has been perfect. The mimic part, whoever said, it's actually mimic us. It's mimicking humans actually, and telling to our grandparents about it, that okay, mimicry, everyone know it, right? And if we mimic in front of them, that okay, these machines mimic like me, mimic like you, right? So that is actually not AI to me, or you can tell to anyone like this way, right? Thank you for your inputs, guys. Okay, next very important part now. Just going to put it. There are three categorization which is as per industry or as per researchers placed in right now, that we have to start, that the current era that we are in, it's an artificial narrow intelligence, which is basically less than human intelligence. You might saw that one, that somewhere it's not perfect, somewhere it's been too perfect, right? So it's been perfect only on those cases where it learning more and more in terms of data point of your data points that's been given by the humans, or having more data to interact with, right? And you know what, this is one of the weak AI category that's been classed in, right? So heading towards, maybe in say that, people say it's by 2040, we are going towards the AGI. There are, I think, tons of book already, people or industry point of view, people already been wrote about it. But by 2040, but I'm the way it's going on, we're still into 2025, and we have still 15 years to go. The way it's been moving, I'm thinking that it's going to be some 2035 or less than that, we are reaching towards AGI. Yeah, some of those industry processes or mechanical processes that's been in industry or in productions or chemical productions, right? Industry standpoint, they are getting automated, right? And this is, I would say, I think most of you maybe saw that movie Robot, right? I think that's not a robot. Yeah. So where machine learns by itself and creates new robots and all, right? Or maybe Matrix could be an example for that one too. Um, so we are heading towards AGI after ANI. And then the third part of it, 2060, I think most of us been over during that time, maybe, or maybe not. That's I'm not going to question about, but there is a super intelligence for same, right? Artificial super intelligence. That's going to be super intelligent um, systems, and machine not only learn, but it will give suggestions, not only suggestions but based on the similar to human being they are going to interact with, right? So we are heading towards, I would say, more challenging era of working within a technology, within AI. And can someone answer how many LLM models till date exist? How many? And then we are moving towards the challenges and all. No question, no answer, guys.
More
100,
than
sir.
more than 20.
Maybe.
Only 20?
More than 20.
There are endless right now. To answer your question, there are not calculated one, because there are open source LLMs. There are um, industry specific enterprise level LLMs also. So
Yeah, chatbots also.
yeah, AI agents so also. So I think they are not counting, so getting in a correct numbers is a bit typical to, I'd say. So lots of on open source actually. Okay, moving towards through this, the next part of an AI, which is your ethical challenges to society in AI. And that's the first two slides, the opening slides basically, where we saw the challenges. Okay. If you have a chatbot, and that chatbot is basically doing, playing a role of a thief for us, that means we are doing anyways the wrong work somewhere, right? And if we are not doing that consent mechanism to be in a place in our AI models that we have, definitely we are stucking with something, isn't it? So the point is that whenever we're working with an AI models research, or whatever things you are being working currently, just we want to make sure that we should work on ethical challenges in AI, say. And these AI challenges are more worse than actually bias and discrimination. I'll give you one example of this one also. Bias and discrimination. In fact, maybe others also too. Back in 2016, Amazon created one chatbot inside their platform, and that platform basically for hiring, for HRs actually. What that bot do? They That bot is basically collect the data from the sources, I mean to say the candidates for hiring, and pick only the male candidates and send it across to that, okay, this is fit, that is fit, and neglecting, ignoring female candidates. Second thing, ignoring Asian people. Third thing, ignoring transgenders. When um, EU, European Union, um, because Amazon is in a global company, so they have to be abide within a law with whatever the country or region they are being working with. So when they saw this, things are being happening, and this has been keep continuing for 1 year. which is whatever pledge company is taken, they are against it. That they are diversity and inclusion companies and all, right? So for some people, this is going to look okay, but for the companies like Amazon or Google, they are not going to be. Yeah. So that means you are doing biasness for one certain category, or even the uh, society or regions, actually, right? So in fact, still, I'm reading one article last year from Lakme. uh, uh, they had created that, okay, AI only creating images for western people only, or European people only, but whenever it comes to the Asian people, South Asian, East Asian people, they are basically mixing the eyes or the skin tone or something like that. So that article is somewhere along. Basically, that's in a white paper that is somewhere along 80-page long, and they mention about that. Okay, skin tone, what kind of skin tone been over there and all, right? And people are looking into that side of it very cautiously. That's it. Manipulation and deceptions, um, AI do that one. Transparency and accountability, black boxes, security risk, I already talked about that one. Moral de-skilling, over reliance, and AI may erode human judgment and expertise. There is one example in below. I'll let you know about that one. Privacy violations, loss of autonomy. If we give a whole control to the AI, definitely we are losing some over there. Job displacement, guys. This is one of the key critical areas in today's world, in the industry right now going on. People who are not upskilling themselves for AI, um, there are more challenges, job losses happen because of that one. Uh, because whatever I tell you myself, last 15 years I'm in industry. Whatever things I'm doing in a 15 years back, in terms of development or coding or anything, that's there, but those are into the legacy systems right now, and there are new things getting developed. And from the last, I would say, 2022 onwards, right after the lockdown, I think more and up and side of things are been going in AI, right? Environmental impacts, um, and this is one of the key challenges. Like we're talking, this example which I talk about, like how many GPUs and how many data centers. If we have more and more data centers, definitely that will give you an AI race. You are into the AI race, but definitely with that, we have to lose a lot of, definitely lands required, energy challenges over there, because running those data centers, you require no more and more um, energy, obviously more and more, I'll say, those electricity, right? And just to give you an example, another one which I'm just missing earlier, I think there is a um, maybe if I remember that one later, I'll let you know guys about that one. um, Environmental impact we talked about. Intellectual property concerns. So how many guys in this group right now on this call think that whatever GPT generates, okay, that is copyright or non-copyright content? How many of you thinks about that?
It is generated from the resources.
Mhm. From the sources, okay.
Non-copyrighted, sir.
Sorry, what's that?
Non-copyrighted, sir.
Is it? Okay. Anyone else? No judgment, guys. Whatever you said, that's going to be good for everyone to listen. Yeah. Anyone? No? Okay. Most of the data is coming from copyright data. And to give you another edge, um, there are tons of lawsuits against right now many of these companies that their whole book is being merged to AI. Right? We can talk about that one offline. It's not good to talk about that one on online right now, though. But yeah, just giving you a thought that whatever be placing anything on media or whatever the books are being over there, those are easily readable by any of these models, and they feed that data back in their sources, big data centers actually. That's why in most of Europe, people have placed those complaints under many of those acts that their data, their work, their artist, uh, whatever the creativity they did, or writers basically, um, their data is being stolen from the internet. Yeah. So that's actually one of my intellectual property concerns, right? And whenever you generate something over there, it's been coming from some part of their work. Yeah. So that has been still into the hearing process and all, but this is another challenge that industry have. Okay. Ethics in AI, principles and considerations, I would say. So these are the challenges. Definitely, what we need to do, we need to place some thought behind it, like inclusivity, like we talk about diversity, sustainability, fairness over there, transparency, how those transparency come, understandability and stakeholder communications, privacy, what it comes with, and cybersecurity measures and regulatory compliances, accountability, beneficence and non-maleficence, human oversight. It's much being needed, actually. Okay, some of these organization, to conscious within a time, we are almost near to 9. AI frameworks for the organizational integrations. There are, I would say, right now 5 categories that's being placed over here, like AI maturity models, which will help you to understand that, okay, what state currently the organization in, or according to that model, and what could be the roadmap development for same. Then it's much been important life cycle framework. What could be AI life cycle for those frameworks, like structure processes, or there are, if there are updates required, what kind of challenges that we need to face with, what kind of AI operating models that we need to work with, like structured and governance, efficiency and accountability. AI governance framework, much needed in today's demand. And then responsible and AI framework, which is required your ethics, fairness, security, and trust. So whenever you're doing any research, or in fact you working with any of these models, first thing is for sure you have to go for output. That's much needed. But you have to look from regulatory point of view. You need to look into from that maturity model point of view, that your model is not creating any kind of those challenges that we saw earlier. Okay. So yeah, an example of what we are just talking, um, if you can search on net, there is a website called Loggeeks AI. Okay. In fact, there is you might saw in news, there is first AI minister in I think Saudi, that's been appointed I think couple of days back already to stop the corruption. I do not know how much this is going to be um help for people, but and if you know, and if that's not following the biasness or transparency, that's going to be a bit more problematic for people as well. So going back to this LogX AI, 20 lawyers versus LogX AI, review 5 NDAs. NDA means your non-disclosure agreements in 4 hours, 32, 13 clauses. Result is, just see from the accuracy point of view, 94% with an AI, definitely AI taking an edge over here. Average 92 minutes, right? Time taken to review is 26 seconds, right? So just think for a situation, um, those 20 lawyers, what they are going to do, right? So this is another example, basically, whatever the things we are been working with right now, that's going to be taken over by the AI for sure. But what kind of an ethical challenges we have to go with, that's been a critical area right now. Because earlier people are been just thinking about building up an AI. Now people are focusing on building an ethical AI solutions for. Okay, some of these cyber security techniques I'm just going to talk about. Maybe you can read them on internet later. Basically, industry or in fact in research also, these categories been broken into 3 pieces: defensive AI, offensive AI, and there is an adversarial AI. Defensive AI, what we call is in a blue, offensive, what we call is in a red team, and adversarial AI, what we call is being a purple team. Okay, so defensive AI, basically you need to find it out, the malware detections. You need to go for those SOCs, honeypots, anti-spams, vulnerability management. Might you saw those into your emails. It's been very long before when it's getting placed. Classification. Okay. Classification and threat intelligence. Offensive AI, basically those hackers, which are malware creation, smart botnets, conditional attacks, spear phishing, classify victims, and that what we saw in today's world, where lot and lot spam calls we are receiving, lot and lot people are getting engaged with to doing those scam within a people, right? So that's an offensive AI for you. And then comes to the adversarial AI, which is near to this one, where um, some algorithms, data poisoning I'm talking about, feed poisoned training data to cybersecurity tools. Okay, so later in a time, suppose right now some tools are been working fine, but later some point in a time they are creating those schedulers and poisoned some data, and so that they are creating some outputs which are being near to them. Model stealing to enhance abilities of adversarial inputs. One of an example, the first slide which I show, where tiny robots capture those 12 robots and all. Feedback, weaponization. Yeah. So these are some of the techniques that's been over there. These are some of the methods, and you might saw these one in your research also, like security function AI, and what kind of an algorithm that's been utilized over there. Like if there is an intrusion happen, or if there is an anomaly detections, what kind of algorithms at the below of, at the top of it, like DT, decision tree, or sport vector machines, or naive bias. So these kind of algorithm that's been getting utilized. Honestly, we are in the industry point of view, we are utilizing a lot and lot from anomaly, malware, and phishing detections, a lot actually. The others also, I'm not saying that vulnerability assessment we are not doing on a malware detection also, we're not doing that one, but the most being utilized by the anomaly, basically what's been outliers in your current bridge. Yeah, is it going fast, guys? Please let me know. And pause for a second if someone have a question. Or should I keep continue till 9:15 and then we have a question? Are we good to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. LLM models, guys, this is one of open source project in cybersecurity. Earlier, this is just for the cybersecurity and zero trust architecture. Most of you know ZTA and open trust architecture, zero trust architecture, what we call in industry, utilize ZTA. LLM models for cybersecurity, which is what we call OSAP, OWASP, Open Worldwide Application Security Project. For LLM, how LLMs are being ingested to denial service, to supply chain vulnerabilities, to excessive agency. So what kind of a roadmap over there these LLMs works? It's a perfect example right now. And most of the frameworks utilizing this OSAP thing right now in the industry. This is just for your example, guys. This is a AI risk repository, YMIT. And earlier the category, basically, risk categories are identified. These risk category could be human, could be machines, could be both, could be environmental, um, could be Gen AI. It's been covered everything. So this risk repository consists a taxonomy and categorize that taxonomies into different parts, basically. So you can search on internet for this one. There is a category earlier since 700 is it's adding every single day a new, and basically this will help you understand whenever you're building something or doing some research. It will help you that what kind of AI risk that's been available right now or that's been getting registered till date. Okay, this is another one, adversarial threat landscape for the AI. Whatever the standard which I'm just covering right now, these are not standard. Basically, these are different repository. The standards are being different. So in industry or in terms of any research, whichever you've been working with, these are much being required. Globally accessible living knowledge base of tactics and techniques. And whenever you're working with an adversarial threat landscape, these are the different area with different techniques that you need to go with. I'm not sure why I keep this one slide, but I will explain this one, that how many of you guys know that this kind of a categorization of your data done on your phone? This is what we call as a categorization and classification of the data of a personal persona point of view. And all these factors, whenever we working with any system in AI, these all data is being taken by AI, whatever being based on that LLM or that AI model. It's going to assess by itself, categorize that one based on these factors, and just give the output based on that one. We know that we are utilizing geolocations multiple times for Google Maps. We know that we are utilizing bank phone or any of these apps in our phone, right? Which state the financial transactions and all. And going back with that second slide where I'm just talking about that GPT did that, right? So just think for a situation if your AI reading your data in these category. I just put this one, I will say 4 or 5 different categories, but just put these ones into maybe different categories, and someone from the out collect your this data, manipulate it back, and give it to someone, though someone could be anyone, I would say, and they manipulate with it. We call this one PI classification, PII classification, PHI classification. PI is your personal identifiers, which identify in a person. Okay, PHI your personal health identifiers, basically. Person health and identifier, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. I think need to cover this part also. This is a stats back 2023, and uh, sorry, it's taking too quick time basically. So these stats are being utilized by not the stat utilized, but these stats are being in the market right now, where people think like, let me just go back again. Every single, if you see these big names, GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation for European Union, that's one of a law which is getting imposed on every single European Union person. Okay, if their data is being consumed without their consent, any of these applications, companies, okay, these companies get fined every single time. And if you see those numbers, there's heavy and heavy big fines being over there. I'm covering right now some of these privacy laws and regulators. Okay, can someone tell me in this group right now which law India have? Expecting everyone is in this bridge over here right now is in from India. Which regulation that we are being following right now? We have 10 minutes, guys, and I have to cover more.
Sir, I think there is no law in India.
Okay. Anyone else? Get close to 200, guys. Come on. Anyone else? No? Okay. Yep. There is no law right now. In terms of data, there is no law. We have IT Act 2000, but that not covers everything. But just to give you another thought, back 2023, 11th August 2023, Indian government passed DPDPA, that is Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023, which is being under review right now. Basically, it's been passed, but based on the current discussion that Ashwini Vaishnav, our Ministry of Information, he said that by the end of this year, those rules are going to be out for DPDPA. Then we have going to, more questions to banks, those consent mechanism, those consent management techniques going to be applied over here as well, because you might saw those calls, spam calls, or selling the insurance calls, or people calling you maybe from different parts, right? That okay, we are selling this, your Aadhaar or your PAN, or basically that's not getting updated, right? Those kind of spam that's happening. So banks are being the first priority for the government right now, and this law is going to be once it's getting deployed, so audits going to be taken care in the banks. So right now banks are being in very much hurry to see where is their data, where is the customer data, who customer data or sharing their data, where that data is being live basically, right? So maybe I'll talk about that one in for next 1 hour also for DPDPA, but conscious within a time. So just giving you a thought, that's why I put this slide over here, that if any of the organization, fail to do so, they are getting a heavy fine in European Union. And this law is being enforced in the 2018. And, these are some of the stats. These are where organization fails, data breaches or insider threats, cross-border data transfer, lack of awareness, data sharing consent, vendor management. Um, how many of you right now know that data privacy and data security are equal? Are those two terms differently, or those two terms are same?
Mr. Anupam,
Mhm.
see, I was thinking about your previous discussion,
Mhm.
and don't you see it's really a different scenario for India to come up with data privacy rule, just like the European Union or the Chinese or even the US have?
Mhm.
Because our condition is completely different. We cannot dictate like what US can dictate on all data centers. Initially, if you remember, the US had a rule that those who are working in US are forced to keep their data within the US. And later on, when Microsoft denied to reveal the data, they said, no, no, these people who are affected are American citizens. So either you do business or you have to stop the business if you don't reveal the data. So it's really very difficult for us because we are nowhere in a position to dictate these companies.
Okay, so let me just give you a thought onto this one. Because this is what happening. Many of the data, data center is one of a key critical area for us right now. Honestly, that's why I put that question in the beginning. Storing Indian citizens' data under DPDPA, that's needed right now. But that's as per the new regulatory laws going to become. Okay, it's going to be, definitely it's going to be challenge. I'm not saying this is not going to be challenge. This is definitely going to be a challenge, because if you open your phone right now and open any of these, I'd say if you have 20 apps utilizing, out of those 20, maybe 17 of them, the data is being storing outside India. But when it comes to the banking, when it comes to the employment details, when it comes to the details which is belonging to the sovereignty of Indian citizens, that data is going to be stay in India. That is what Indian government is being focusing right now. And in fact, not storing that one in US also. So that, when it coming to the cross-border data transfer, basically where the mutual consent between the organizations, that this data related to these customers, or I would say employees, or these people's data will stay in US or maybe in European Union, where you can trust. Now here geopolitics law also being getting utilized. Okay, European Union and US also do not have that consent earlier, but they have consent last to last year 2023, where they are sharing the data also. So it's challenge, considering with an effect point of view, from that we do not have a number of the data centers, but the banking data is definitely going to stay in India. Our TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, that data should stay been over here. That's not been to your information, that's not been transferred till date, as per my knowledge. One of the Airtel person whom I know is the chief data protection officer over there. She told me about it, that none of the data is being transferred to any of the part of the world from the regulatory point of view. Yeah, and it's going to be a long discussion. I'm not going to say this is going to be end over here. Yeah, there are infrastructure constraints that we have Indian point of view. There are lot and lot mechanism going to be placed over there. Consent mechanism needs to be placed in over there. Privacy protocols needs to be. So I'm just going to be a bit quick over here. I think there are 4 5 another slides being left over into this discussions, and just giving you thought process from this whole talk, I'll cover AI and then connecting it back with how this has been in your day-to-day life, how it's impacting basically. Now, one of the key concept into this world is data protection, which covers your two areas, privacy and security, being asking in a question. So most of the people think that both of these are same, okay, which is anyways, I would say there is no thin line in between both of them. And that is a thin line basically, which in your phone, if I take that example of every single application, say that we have in a security protocols or privacy protocols where we are doing in a consent and all, right? So placing those security protocol at the, I would say, the data center point of view, and placing some privacy protocols where you can categorize your information, how your data is going to be utilized, basically, like collection, usage, storage, and sharing. One of that example is something like, suppose I took an example of NIT Hamirpur itself. Okay, so whenever you enter in the building or NIT premises, there is a guard outside who collect your information, right? Which take your information, like, okay, your name or email address or phone numbers, like, right? And then it let you allow that, okay, which section you are going to. Okay, so I would say collecting that information, the guard is something which securing the building of NIT to not let intruder to in, right? But which building that person is going to be, if we need to place some more controls over there, because okay, he said that, okay, he's going to computer science department, so suppose, right, that person, but he is entering in mechanical, can we control that one? If we need to control that one, that means we need to put in another mechanism over there, right? So I would say that's why there is a thin line in between the privacy and security, which covers most of the laws point of view, that how the data is being getting collected, used, storage, and shared. And security point of view, it let you protect that infrastructure. Okay, and there are different frameworks in both sides. Let's say privacy, there are laws also, and security also, there are tons of standards. Okay, and some of them are I listed down, like NIST, COVID, ISO 27001, 27002, sama. There is tons of that one. And if you saw into the privacy side of it, like DPDP, I mentioned GDPR, CCPA, apps, SOX compliances, COPA, HIPAA. Yeah. Okay. This is CIA, what we call triad, and how your information is getting stored, secured in a way. Like if you see that, okay, there is threat happen, what kind of controls we have placed in, what kind of vulnerability that we have, so that CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the information is not getting breached. And if you see these CIA aspects over there, right, there are threats also, deliberate, accidental, and environmental, like leakage, loss, hacking, denial of service. You might saw these one multiple times, right? And then there are controls, administrative, logical, and physical. I'll let you to read these ones, and then going with 4 A's: authentication, authorization, access, and audit. Okay. Okay, guys, so we are heading towards to the global AI regulations right now, where every single organization, not the organizations, countries basically developing their laws. Okay, so in till date, EU AI Act, that is one of an act which is fully fledged, I would say, in going towards in a operational mode by next year. It's into the assessment phase right now. I think 11th of September. It's getting started. 11th of September this month, which took European Union almost 4 years to develop it. Okay, EU AI Act. You can search for this one. And then India point of view, good news is that we have our first AI framework a couple of days back. In fact, I think, yeah, a couple of days back we saw that one, AI framework. The good thing is that most of these AI frameworks are being somewhere get aligned with an AI systems and all. Okay, every single country is right now. I just listed down some of them. Okay, uh, but those are many, honestly. Yeah, and try to create that mapping. It's another biggest task for us. And why I say, if you are been working with AI, any of the LLM models, and if you failed in any of these regulation, sorry, can somebody put yourself on mute if you can? If you have, okay, all right. Sorry, guys. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so these are the AI laws, and this is the privacy laws, guys. So just think for a situation. Are we someone, I'm delivering one webinar somewhere, in fact, in a conference talk, and person asked me this question, that if we have too many controls in the, in place, right? Are we heading towards innovation or not? And I just asked him very politely, suppose I sit behind you and pickpocket your phone, okay, without your knowledge, or pickpocket 100 rupees or 1,000 rupees from your pocket. So am I following or abiding the law, or I'm doing innovation? So the point is that um, this legislation is not on a barrier. Honestly, this is not on a barrier. Basically, this will help the society back. If we do not have a legislation in a place, people can do endless things on whatever the roadmap which I'm showing earlier, AGI, ANI kind of stuff. Whatever we're doing, we are heading towards crimes. We are heading towards more problems, basically. Yeah. So this is a data life cycle, guys. So whenever we're working with any of the governance activity, or any of how the data should utilize in a way in an organization or in a research also, like how the data collected, recorded in organization, how it's getting stored, whom to the data getting shared, and then how it's been, if the purpose is being basically finished, how we purge that data or how we archive that data back, right? So this is a purpose of a data life cycle that's much being needed over there. I'll not go a lot deep detail into this slide though, but this is in a Gartner research. Whatever we discussed till now from last 26 slides, the traditional data management techniques that being on your left hand side, right, that's going to be replaced to AI ready data. Okay, but it's very much important whenever we working with any of the LLM model like Llama or Gemini or BERT, right, or Hugging Face. We have to make sure that we following the principles of the basic data management, the traditional data management, but at the same side, we have, how we, going towards like getting synthetic or semantic discovery kind of stuff, where data is getting enriched, or data is not just, not doing biasing, right? What kind of mitigation techniques that we are going to utilize, right? Then we can say that make your data ready for AI and make your AI ready for data. People say that, okay, whatever data I have, I need to do some analytics on it. And later that person discovered that there is lot and lot flaws into that one. So that's in a Gartner study, one of the premier, how I say, organization globally who do research. And according to them, that most of these Gen AI projects which are being running right now, they are going to be abandoned or fail if we are not following these techniques and all. So that companies, organization, research taking a structured approach to go towards this AI readiness, what we call it. For that, we have to get data to be ready. Um, okay, just based on our experience, strong DG roadmap foundation for AI readiness. So data governance is a key component. I didn't talk about DG a lot right now, but there could be another session. Like I said, each these slides, whatever I talk, they could be a separate 30 slides I can talk with, right? And there isn't a roadmap for DG, like starting with a cataloging of your data, go with ownership and stewardship roles, doing a classification based on the rules and all, and what kind of mapping and flow that we work with, quality and integrity, retention policy, deletion policy. All these things are going to be contributor towards AI or AI readiness, basically, right? If there are breaches happen, what could be your breach plan for the same, right? In the end, I'm just going to end the session. Cookies for you guys. And I hope you know about this cookie thing and all, right? And you know that this browser label cookies, basically, this is one of the news in UK, where browser cookies, whenever we work with, they took the cookies from the from people, and they have been utilized in a way on the web. It's been getting leaked, basically their details. Yeah, I think you have more news. You guys, everyone have a news for this one. So just think for that news whenever you next time utilizing AI or privacy or DG or LLM. Just think for a situation taken aback and just think that how this data is getting utilized somewhere. Okay, sorry. Okay, so last but not the least is the AI threat inversely proportional to human errors. And if you see on your screen, the green highlighted area is something you multiple times you saw this one, from the last, I would say 4-5 years. This why this has been flagging out right now. This cookies consent. This is right after when GDPR is getting applied back to 2018. So most of the US and EU websites are being utilizing. On a similar note, now Indian websites also getting started with this cookies consent and all. Yeah. So that's it from my end. I know I'm almost all the time, and just thank you for listening me for till time. I'd say it's 9:30 almost. Yeah, and I open for questions if any.
No, thank you very much, Mr. Anupam Sharma ji, for your excellent and even wonderful talk, and your insights on artificial intelligence, data governance, and ethical practices were very. So I am sure all the participants have benefited from your knowledge and experience. Now I invite the participants, if you have any questions or doubts, you may please ask our expert.
I think there are some. Wow. I'm not able to see anyone basically during the talk. So I just saw that one is 250 people there.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Please put your
Yeah.
question, please.
Sir, as a research prospective view, which platform we can prefer, sir?
Research point of view, what research? If you can specify any of there's tons of things right now. Yeah.
Research means if we are writing research papers, sir.
Okay.
So right now, you just told me about that if you are using any chat GTP or someone else, some other platforms, that content is already copyrighted, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So many people, even it's me, sir, I am using that content, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Not today, sir. After 2 years, 3 years, everyone is got it, sir. You are
Mm-hmm.
using that content, sir. So which platform we can prefer, sir?
Okay. So Dipesh, I'm answering this one in this way. Whenever you're utilizing AI generated content, now there are tools also you might saw too that detect if that's in a human written or if this is an AI written or this is refined by AI, right? So and basically most of the research houses not accepting anything related to AI. That's what I know. So I would say it's good to take in a thought from AI, but going heavily relied on it, not putting in a human oversight into it, that's not going to be overvalued. In fact, it's not about the research. In fact, the industry also, people are even replying to the emails. They are utilizing it. But the problem is come where people placing the sensitive information also being disclosed. Okay. So I must say you can utilize that one, but just think for a thought, a food for a thought, I would say. Um just take in a thought and create a similar thought from your point of view. So there is not any platform that's been getting escaped or bypassed by any of these algorithms, right? There are platforms like 13 or bypass GPT or I would say there are similar to this one. There are tons of it. Who can detect these algorithms very easily? It's human written or AI written or AI filter. You can go with that one, right? But I would say taking a suggestion from AI, from any of the AI, whatever you're utilizing, but put in a human flavor into it. Yep. I hope that answers.
Okay, sir.
Perfect. Anyone else?
Yeah, Mr. Anupam.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
If you can just throw some light, if it is possible. I do not know whether I should ask such question in this on this forum or not.
No, no.
See, uh, the data privacy laws, US has different laws, European Union has a different laws, and Japan is aligning with the European Union but not with the US. Whereas we find that at so many occasions, politically, even your Japan seems to be aligned with the US more than aligning the European Union. So, what is the difference at the soul of the law because of which these two European and US data privacy acts are completely different?
Okay, so let me put it this way. Currently, like I show that one too. Most of the countries right now, um, in fact, 70% out of whatever the 200 countries that we um, have the laws in place, and most of these laws right now um, are the source is GDPR. Honestly, most of them. But there is another layer which in fact US also takes some US have two kind of laws basically. One is federal law, another one is been a state laws in over there. Okay. So and if you go within a federal laws, there are some different uh, you know thought process being placed over there. And federal law are more stronger than the state laws that they have, or central laws, what we call it, right? So, by going with your example, there are some countries, friendly countries, where the geopolitics is getting involved, right? They are sharing the data as well. They are sharing the cross-border data transfer, basically. EU and US never share their data till 2022. But when they sign on a pact that they have to go with, right? Because it's very hard when you can say that, okay, your data is not flow to the other country and that country data should not flow. Yeah, definitely it's not going to be with the non-friendly nations. Definitely not. But yes, it should be within a friendly nations. So I agree some part of yours point of view. Some independent laws are being over there. Some overlap laws are over there. In fact, rules, not laws, rules basically. That is being mapped from mostly from the GDPR. Honestly, I'd say, and some more related sectorial laws being getting placed on the top of it. I hope that answers. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
thank you.
Being
Yeah, thank
required.
you for
Sir,
taking
I
up.
have one question.
Yeah, yes, sure, please.
Sir, some AI platforms are biased.
Yep. Okay.
Some AI platforms are biased.
Mhm.
So how can we believe on that?
Okay, that's a good question, I would say. Um, there is what we call AI credit score, um, is being utilizing right now many of these platforms, honestly. But there is RAG getting implemented. There is some other mechanism going forward, but still there is biasing, transparency, accountability, whatever we discuss under ethics, that still exist, not consist, exist over there. So I would say it's hard to remove that one in one single point, Professor Sir. So the best thing is that one, you have to check that whatever the content is getting generated, and you have to put your thoughts onto that one, like the any of the human do or interact with an AI. That's why the human oversight is being required whenever it's doing an biasing or not doing an biasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any more questions?
So if there are no further questions, we will close the session.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. And